Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, let's just dive right into this, because today we're tackling a totally essential building block for your Portuguese, adverbs of frequency. If you want to sound natural and actually be able to explain your daily routines, your habits, or even the things you avoid doing entirely, you're going to need these words in your toolkit. So we're going to do a complete walkthrough to figure out exactly how to express how often things happen. Let's get into it.
To really grasp this concept, we have to start by asking ourselves, how often do things actually happen? Think about it kind of like a descending spectrum. Honestly, to speak naturally in Portuguese, you absolutely must be able to navigate this spectrum fluidly. We're going to start all the way at the top with things you do literally all the time, and then walk step by step down that staircase until we hit absolute zero. Ready? Let's hit the top step.
All right, here we are at the absolute peak of our spectrum. The word is sempre, which translates straight to always. Take a look at the phonetic pronunciation there, sempre. I'm going to take a deliberate pause right here so you can really absorb that and mimic the sound. Sempre. Got it? Awesome.
Now let's see this word in action with "Eu sempre acordo cedo," which means I always wake up early. I mean, picture that incredibly ambitious early riser, the person who literally never hits the snooze button. Notice how sempre completely anchors the sentence. It gives you a 100% guarantee that this action happens every single day, no exceptions.
Okay, let's step one level down our frequency staircase. We're dropping from that 100% guarantee to something more like, say, 80 or 90%. The term here is geralmente, meaning usually. Now pay close attention to the vocal rhythm here. It has this really nice bounce to it, geralmente. It's a bit of a longer word, sure, but once you find that rhythm, I promise it rolls right off the tongue. Geralmente.
To put that into perspective, think about this phrase. Ela geralmente estuda à noite, or she usually studies at night. Maybe she takes a random night off here and there to watch a movie, but as a rule, she's definitely a night owl hitting the books after dinner. It's just such a useful word for describing your normal routine without painting yourself into that absolute corner of always.
Moving further down the line, we transition into those mid to high frequency habits with frequentemente, which means often. Check out the phonetics on this one. Frequentente. And hey, did you notice that mente suffix again? Just like we saw with geralmente, that mente ending in Portuguese often functions exactly like li does in English, turning an adjective right into an adverb. Frequentente.
And here's how you'd use it in everyday life. Nós frequentemente vamos ao cinema. We often go to the movies. Now, you obviously don't live at the movie theater, but it's a favorite hobby, right? You're there often enough that the staff probably knows your popcorn order. Throwing frequentemente into the mix just adds this fantastic layer of detail to your conversational Portuguese.
All right, now we've hit the true middle ground of our spectrum, a straight-up 50-50 split. The term is às vezes, which translates to sometimes. Take a close look at the spelling and the pronunciation. You want to make sure to articulate it clearly, blending it smoothly together. Às vezes. It's technically two distinct words, but they really flow together as one single thought. Às vezes.
This next example perfectly captures a totally relatable mid-frequency habit. Ele às vezes esquece as chaves. He sometimes forgets the keys. Come on, we have absolutely all been there. It doesn't happen every single day, thank goodness, but it happens enough to be a known quirk. This is the absolute perfect phrase for those little actions that pop up irregularly but consistently.
Let's just take a really quick second to map out our journey down the staircase so far. We started way up at the top, all the time with sempre. Then we worked our way down toward the middle, passing through frequentemente and às vezes. And now? Well, now we're heading straight for absolute zero, which is going to be nunca. Having this mental map is a brilliant way to keep all this vocabulary organized in your head. So, we're officially entering low-frequency territory. Our next adverb is raramente, meaning rarely. You can almost feel the more subdued nature of this word. It represents things that, well, almost never happen. Let's focus closely on that phonetic spelling. In Portuguese, that beginning R has a slightly guttural, almost H-like sound. Raramente. Try it with me. Raramente.
For example, I rarely come fast food. I rarely eat fast food. So maybe you grab a quick burger once in a blue moon if you're on a super long road trip, but that's about it. It's an incredibly essential phrase for when you need to describe strict boundaries or those really healthy habits in your daily life.
And here we are, folks. We have finally reached absolute zero. The word is nunca,
meaning never. It's a short, punchy word, and you really want to deliver it with a definitive, final tone. Nunca. There's absolutely no gray area here. The frequency is literally 0%. Nunca.
Take this phrase for instance. Ela nunca bebe café. She never drinks coffee. Honestly, for the coffee haters out there, this is your go-to sentence. It completely shuts the door on the action. There are zero exceptions, not even on the sleepiest of Monday mornings.
So directly contrasting the two extreme ends of our vocabulary spectrum, we've got siempre for always on one side, and nunca for never on the totally opposite side. These are the bookends of the journey we just took today. If you can master siempre and nunca and then just fill in the steps in between, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, you are going to have complete control over expressing frequency. Okay, I'm going to break our rhythm here for just a second because I have a serious call to action for you. Practice saying these aloud. Don't just read them quietly in your head. Learning a language is physical. You've got to train your mouth to make these specific sounds. So speak the words out loud, use the pronunciations we went over, and build up that vital muscle memory. It's a game changer, for sure.
I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought to ponder today. How often do you actually practice Portuguese? Sempre, geralmente, às vezes, raramente. Look, I really hope the answer isn't nunca. Take the 6 adverbs we just learned and answer this question for yourself right now. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep up the absolutely fantastic work, and I'll catch you in the next one.